Once you land in Canada, everything hits you all at once. From the long flight, you feel so excited that you finally arrived in your dream country. But there's also this little nervousness of what next because you're stepping into a new city and a new life, which is why in this part of this video, I'll be breaking down what you need to do financially in your first few weeks to help you feel less overwhelmed and, most importantly, avoid making costly mistakes. Do well to stay to the end because there's a bonus tip I'll be sharing that is not very common for newcomer. So let's get right into it. The very first thing you want to do once you land in Canada is get your SIN number. This is the social insurance number. And if you're coming from Nigeria, it's similar to the NIN number, but in this case, it's more important and sensitive. It's like your identification number. Without the SIN, you cannot open a bank account in Canada. You'll need it when you're finally gotten a job offer because your employer will need it to file your taxes, and you also need this number to access government benefits and key important things in Canada. Now, I recommend you get your SIN done as soon as you arrive at the airport. Once you've gotten through immigration clearance and you've gotten your confirmation of permanent residence letter, you can already look for a Service Canada kiosk right there at the airport and apply for your SIN number. This number is very sensitive. Once you get your SIN, protect it. Do not share it randomly as a test or online or to any random employer that has not offered you a job, right? Because with your SIN in the wrong hands, people can get loan on your behalf that will affect your history. They can use it for fraud. So you have to protect this number as soon as you get it. It's not something you fill randomly on any form or send randomly in any application. So get your SIN first once you arrive at the airport. Now that you have your SIN number, the next thing you want to get is a local phone number. Now, even if you already got like an eSIM before arriving into Canada, you still need to get the local phone line because you will need this number to open your bank account, updates like your CV now that you're in country for job applications, and also to set up like your utility services account. So ask around at the airport for newcomer offers from any of the network provider stands. You're definitely not going to miss them. And the reason why I always say you ask for the newcomer offer is relatively cheaper than the regular offer. So utilize the fact that you are new. Your first year, there are a lot of discounts that come to you. And that also applies when it comes to like your phone plan. So before you leave the airport, get a local phone number. Now you are done with everything you need to do at the airport. The next thing you want to do is go home, freshen up, relax, and then you head out to open your bank account. Depending on when you arrive, if you arrived early in the morning, you can step out later in the evening to open your bank account. Or you take that day and rest because it's such a long journey after all. Then the next day you just go and open your bank account. Hopefully you already started researching the different type of bank and you've made a decision. But if you've not, I think it's important I say this. Check multiple banks, walk into the bank, check out if you can walk in. For some bank, you need to book an appointment. So make sure to check that out. Go to these banks and ask them for their newcomer packages. Now, when you get the newcomer packages, compare, at least check out like 4 to 5 banks if you can. This is something you should be doing before you arrive. But if you haven't, please check out like 4 to 5 banks so that you can compare the benefits and you choose the one that gives you the best offer. Major thing to look out for, whatever account you decide to settle for, ensure that there is no monthly fee. Yes, in this part of the world, you even pay the banks to keep your money. So look out for banks that do not have any monthly fee on the account you intend to open. Ensure that there's no minimum balance requirement, that you can have zero balance in that account and there'll be no penalty. And ensure that the amount or the deposit made into the account is insured by CDIC, right? So just look out for these 3 key things when you are making your decision. Other things that you can check is how much sign-on bonus they are giving you, if there's any additional gifts you get for using their bank, what are they really offering to newcomers that make them stand, that sets them apart from the other banks. So these are key things that you need to look out for when you're making the decision for the bank account. Now, the good news is in the next episode, I'll be covering in details how to open a bank account, the different types of accounts. So we'll go more into all the banking and all the acronyms and all of those stuff in the next video. But these are like the key things you need to look out for when you open the bank account as soon as you arrive. Now, while you open your bank account, they would offer credit cards to you, like the different credit cards that the bank have for you to apply and start using right away. The mistake most immigrants made is because we're coming from a cash-based society, we're very resistant to anything credit. The truth is you need to apply for the credit card right away because in Canada, your credit history is like your financial reputation. You need to start building credit as soon as you land. And you need your credit card for a lot of things. For payments, you just need to apply right away. Now, they'll offer the different types of credit card that they have: cashback, point based, secured, unsecured. Now, don't be like me. In my case, we went to the bank. I've done my research on the kind of banks, but even when it came to credit, I was just reading up on how to use a credit card, what not to do. I didn't pay attention to the difference between cashback and point based card. So while they offered us multiple cards, the economies in me setting, I'm like, my husband should go for the cashback. I will do the point based card. And guess who never used that point based card to redeem any points? Literally, I had to convert it to cash at a lower value. So my recommendation for newcomers is typically go for cashback. You need all the cash in your first year. Now, the way the point-based card works is that you use the points, you redeem it at the stores that are the partners to the bank. You are new. You don't know the stores you eventually buy from. You don't know the city, or you know the city you'll be staying. You have an idea, but you don't know where you finally settle in terms of your own accommodation or where you are going to rent an apartment from. And in Canada, everyone has preferences from stores, right? So it's typically best to go for cashback because then if they're going to give you 2% cashback on your purchases, you're getting your cash right away and you can utilize the cashback on anything you want to do without having restrictions on it being redeemable at a preferred store. So while you open your bank account, apply for credit immediately and always go for like cashback. So once you have applied for the credit card, it will take the bank days to deliver to your address, 5 to 7 days, or a little bit more depending on the bank, right? But as soon as you receive this credit card, please do this important thing. Go to like your phone plan, whatever the network provider is, they typically have like an app. Go to your account and set up auto payment. Now, if you miss your phone bill payments by mistake, it can hurt your credit score and affect like your credit score for up to 6 years, I think. The truth is, don't even afford to miss any phone bill payments. It's small. It can be like $40. But if you miss it by mistake, it will do a lot of harm to your credit score. And most people actually forget because when you get the SIM card, I forgot to mention this, when you get the SIM card at the airport, you're not required to make any payment. As soon as you arrive Canada, you're already incurring credits. They won't collect payments. It's typically like a postpaid phone plan. That's what you get when you get your local number. So as soon as you get that credit card, my brother, my sister, my uncles, my auntie, set up automatic payments because even the best of the best will even forget. And the dates you might not be familiar yet. So once you receive that your new credit card, go to like your phone provider app and set up auto payments. Now, once this is done, you are beginning to settle in. You're beginning to settle in. The next thing you want to do is start setting a budget. You will get easily carried away when you arrive Canada. There are lots of malls. There are different things that are interesting, like you'll just be excited. You walk into Walmart, you see the different sessions, and you now have like a credit card. So in your head, you're like, I can buy this now. Then I get a job, I'm going to pay back. I'm going to do not fall for that trap. Remember that you're in this country to thrive and not survive. So you have to be deliberate from day one. Set up your budget and be conscious of what you spend your money on. Even though you don't have a job yet, from your savings, have a plan and work towards it. You'll be very amazed by how easy you can walk into like a Nike store, an Adidas store. You get like all this premium stuff. They are everywhere. but they're also not going anywhere. There'll be time for you to indulge in this thing. As a newcomer, plan yourself accordingly. Don't get easily carried away and you now start spending money. Start budgeting from day one. So this is the next thing you do. As soon as you've gotten your bank account and you have your credit card, you set up auto pay, start using a budget. Now, in your first week, another thing you need to do is get your health insurance card. Now, in Canada, we get basic health services for free. So when you arrive, go to the nearest service center around you in the city, whatever city you arrive at, and get like the health insurance card. It's usually based on the province, right? So register, go there, get your health insurance card. All you need to get the health insurance card is basically your COPR confirmation letter that you get at the airport after immigration clearance. Health is wealth, so get that. You never know, in case anything happens, you can always go to like a walk-in clinic and you'll be attended to, depending on when you get like a doctor. I just had to put that in. I know this is not part of the financial things to do, but it's also an important thing you need to do in your first few weeks of arriving in Canada. Then you can start studying for your driving test. These are non-financial bits, but it's also important that I mention it so you know how to plan yourself within the first few weeks that you've landed. Now, this is golden tip. Right? Everywhere when you come to Canada, at least when I came to Canada, I was told that before I start getting tax benefit, I needed to have filed my first tax in Canada. Get out and do your research. Now, this is a major tip for newcomer. You don't have to wait till you file your first tax return before you start receiving tax credits from the government. When I arrived, I thought I needed to wait till the subsequent year when I would have filed like my tax returns and before I start getting government credit. But from a random chat with an Uber driver, I reluctantly went to fill the RC151 form and we started getting tax credit few months into arriving Canada. So if you are a permanent resident, what you want to do is go and check out, depending on the province that you are, and check if you qualify and fill this form so you can also start receiving tax credit. You don't need to wait till next year when you filed like your tax return. Now, if you're an intending immigrant, when you arrive, fill this form as soon as possible. It can be done in your first or second week. And in a few months, you'd start receiving tax credit. Now, this last one is not a financial advice, but it's a survival advice. Your success in Canada is dependent on three things: your mindset, like your self-belief. You have to be very high on self-belief. You have to believe that you're in this country to not just survive but thrive. The people you associate with, particularly when you arrive and in your first year. And finally, the knowledge you have and how you apply that knowledge, which is why building a community is super important. Join the church. If you're a Catholic, you can come here and join a Catholic church. If there's no Catholic church, join a faith-based church that aligns with your value. If you're a professional, look for the professional arm in Canada. I'm a chartered accountant with ICANN. I'm part of ICANN Ontario. Join them so you have access to information. You're looking for job, attend job fairs, go for networking events, don't stay indoor. People will guide you through even the simplest of things, the kind of store, how to get discounts. You won't know this thing if you stay in your house. They mind their business a lot, but if you put yourself out there, you will definitely find a community that will definitely help you grow and thrive in Canada. So build and find your own community wherever you're settling in. There's always like a community there you can tap into. So, and that's about it. Your first few weeks in Canada is all about setting up your documentation, setting up your money system and your mindset to thrive in this new country. Now, if you found this video helpful, do not forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and share with others. In the next episode, we'll be covering how to open a bank account, mistakes to avoid, the different types of bank accounts in Canada, just so that you can make a very smart decision. See you in the next video.